Okay, I've had the AnyCubic Cobra for a few weeks now. I want to take you through one of the first things you need to do is get a decent slicer profile set up so you can print your own models rather than the ones that come on the stick. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the printers we've got set up here. We're going to go into the printers and we're going to add a printer. My particular setup is going to be a non-networked printer. Now we're going to scroll through the manufacturers here. There's quite a few here, as you can see. Some of these are donated by external people and some from the manufacturer. So we're going to scroll through until we find one that's closest to what we have. So AnyCubic, and then we're going to go for the Viper because it's the last profile that's going to be close to the Cobra. We're now going to add this profile, and then we should be able to modify it to what we need. Okay, so we've got our new printer now, you can see here. We're going to select it, and we're going to manage printers, and here we should be able to adjust it so that it matches the data from the Cobra. So we're going to pop over to the machine, we're going to look into our settings, we're going to look at about, and here we're going to see what the build volume is of the machine so we can add that into our settings. So here we can change the X width 220, the Y 220, and the Z height 250, as we saw from the settings we got earlier. The rest of it, it's all good. So I want to change the purge line settings from the start G code. So I'm going to select my V2. I'm going to go into its settings under manage printers. I'm going to go into the machine settings. I'm going to copy the start G code using the Control C so I can paste it into my new profile. So I'm going to change back to my Viper 2 profile. I'm going to go into, as before, manage printers. Then I'm going to go into machine settings, and then I'm going to select the start G code, and using Control and V on the keyboard, I'm going to paste the settings over from my V2 profile. This will give me a nice purge line down one side, which I've been really happy with my previous printers. So I'm going to go now back into my profile, have a little check what I've done on the machine settings. So I'm happy that I've changed the bed to the correct size. I'm happy that I've changed the G code for the purge. The extruder stuff I've left all the same as the standard. I now want to give it a new name. Just for these purposes, I'm going to call it YouTube because I've already done this profile once already. So you can rename your profile to whatever you want it to be and close it. And you should have that profile up there now ready to slice. Okay, so using our new profile, I've got a little dog tag I want to slice up and print, nice and simple. So just showing the settings that I have visible, your layer height, wall thickness, infill, print speeds, etc. We don't need any supports on this, so we can take that off. So once you're happy with your settings, you can click on slice, and then you can save it onto a removable card, and then we'll pop it out and take it over to the printer to see how it does. Okay, so over at our printer, we're going to pop out our card and stick it in the machine. We're going to go into our settings, make sure we're preheated. Okay, now we're preheated. We're going to find our file and click on print. Now the machine is going to lower itself down into position, do a little position on the bed, and then it should go through its print cycle. Okay, so we're lowering down to the proximity sensor detects the bed, sets its initial level on the Z-axis. Once it's done that, it's going to use the G-code that we used earlier, copied from the V2 profile, to print a nice purge line all the way down one side and all the way back up again. I've always used this purge and I'm happy with it on all my printers. It's then going to do a skirt. I believe I've selected this to 2 lines, but you can adjust this in your profile. And this is a good time just to make sure that your bed is properly level. And here we have it, our final print. You can see it's come out pretty well. I'm quite happy with it for the purpose that we're using for. So we should just pop straight off the PI bed. No effort at all, it wasn't even attached to the bed. And we have a nice reasonably clean print ready to go.